Food is essential for our life. It has so many facets. It nourishes our body, it gives pleasure to our senses, and it influences our mood. Everybody eats, and that's why food is such an important theme. Food can uplift us or it can drag us down. And we don't have to read the Bhagavad Gita to know that. We can just observe ourselves. After a big fast food lunch, you feel different than after a light and fresh fruit and salad meal, right? In the Hindu tradition, the topic of food has been explored greatly by the science of Ayurveda. In the Bhagavad Gita, the basic concept is being explained. Food is something which we can easily influence to transform our state of mind and the qualities in our life. In this video, we will firstly describe food in relation to the three gunas as described in the Bhagavad Gita, and then we will make a small test to discover which guna is dominant in you and how you can change your guna in a simple way. So make sure to watch the video till the end. In chapter 17, verse 8, 9 and 10, Krishna describes the different kind of food. He says, foods which are liked by sattvic people bring longevity, alertness, energy, health, pleasure and delight. Such foods are tasty, juicy, crisp and pleasant. Those dominated by rajas like foods which are bitter, sour, very salty, very hot, strong tasting, pungent and burning. Such foods produce pain, sorrow and disease. And foods which are stale, tasteless, foul, putrid, leftover and impure are loved by Thomasic people. So which kind of food do you like from the above mentioned? I guess we all would like to like mainly the first type of food, the sattvic one, the pure one. Tasty, juicy, crispy, healthy, pleasant food which gives longevity, energy and health. At least I would like to only like that kind of food. Which food do you think falls into this category? Yes, of course, natural food like fruits, nuts, vegetables, legumes and sprouts. As much as we understand that we should only have sattvic food, I guess many of you like also Rajasthic food. Strong tasting food, salty food, hot food. For example, do you like to cook with garlic and onion? Do you like chocolate, coffee, tea and other stimulants? All of them fall into the Rajas category. When I think of Rajas food, I always imagine a chili, red and burning when you eat it. But probably many of you can identify more when I mention the chocolate. Well, personally, I like chocolate. Anyway, Rajasic food has also benefits. It energizes almost all the systems, especially the nervous system. The effects on the mind are to help to push yourself beyond your normal capacity and capability. But of course, like Krishna says, in a long run, this kind of food produces pain, sorrow and diseases. In the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks Krishna, what causes one to stray even against one's own will, as if compelled by some forces? Like what makes us sin or do the wrong thing? And Krishna answers that it is the desire which is born out of the guna of rajas and the resulting anger. That is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. That's why a spiritual aspirant normally wants to avoid rajas quality as much as possible, because it is the nourishing soil for the vicious circle of desires, anger, pain, and the loss of spiritual enlightenment finally. And the last type is Thomasic food. Stale, dead, and tasteless. If you like, for example, to eat a cadaver, or more commonly known meat, then you should know that that food falls into the Thomasic category. And in general, old food or food which is foul or stale. Well, I promised you to make a test with which you can know which guna is dominant in you. So let's do this test now. Are you ready? So which category of food do you consume mostly or feel most attracted to? The sattvic one, i.e. fresh, pure and vitalizing one? Or the rajasic one, very tasty, salty, sour and bitter food? Or the tamasic one, old, stale and foul food? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you choose? The one you prefer and the one you choose will give you a hint to the guna which is predominant inside of you. You know, there's the saying, a person is what he eats. The food we eat says more about us than about the food itself. In fact, if you listen carefully to what Krishna says in those verses, he doesn't speak about the food, but he speaks about us. If your sattva quality is predominant, you will prefer pure food. If your rajasic quality is dominant, you will prefer rajasic food. And when tamas is predominant, you will like tamasic food. So the second part was how to change the dominant guna in us. It's easy. If the dominant guna inside of you influences your mood, and that mood influences the consumption of certain foods, your preference for certain food, then you can just reverse it. Meaning you can just consume a different food, and that will influence also, firstly, your mood and automatically the guna which is dominant inside of you. For example, if you are rajasic and you are aware of it, you can balance it out by eating more sattvic food. The sattvic quality of the food will increase the sattva quality inside of you. If you are lazy and inactive, in a tamasic mode, then you can activate yourself by the consumption of some rajasic food, some passionate food, or balance it through sattvic food. As you can see, there's a whole world of possibilities. And like I said, the science of Ayurveda and other nutrition schools speak about this more in detail. How do you experience the influence of food in your life and in relation to your well-being? Do you have some bad eating habits? Or did you manage to change some bad eating habits? Please share with others your experience in the comments, because you never know, it might be the necessary support and help for somebody who tries to change his own ones. In that sense, I wish you bon appetit, and of course, subscribe, share and like. Jai Gurudev.